Back in April, WBOC hosted a town hall meeting in Milton.
It was there that we heard countless opinions, critiques, and story ideas from our viewers. One of those viewers posed a question. Take a listen.
What happened to wind? There was a great push to have wind turbines put off the coast, and that fell by the wayside. And we have this wonderful big breeze blowing out there all the time, producing all of this energy. But yet we're sitting here, we're burning fossil fuels to make electricity. It just doesn't make any sense.
Now, in the time since that meeting, our Sussex County Bureau Chief Evan Kosloff explored that question, and as he reports, there are many obstacles keeping the future of wind up in the air.
Relentless. Rain or shine, this turbine on the University of Delaware campus in Lewis is in full swing.
It's wet.
It is.
It's windy.
It is.
Bad news for us.
Good news for wind energy.
WBOC is joining University of Delaware professor Christina Archer, and it didn't take long to find out that she is a big fan of wind energy, and she says the potential is great.
I teach a wind power meteorology class, and our visit to the turbine is the highlight of the class because you really see this fantastic machinery which is beautiful and it doesn't combust anything. There's no emissions that come out of here. We get energy straight from the wind, this annoying wind, this wet wind. We're getting something useful out of it.
And what they're getting is enough energy to power the entire Lewis campus, as well as about $200,000 worth of leftover wind, which they then sell to the city.
And with the 18-mile-per-hour winds right now, this turbine is getting about 1,000 kilowatts. That's enough to charge 10,000 computers, 1,000 refrigerators, and 500 homes.
But despite the numbers, you won't find many turbines like this one in Delaware. And as far as offshore wind projects, you'll find basically none along the entire U.S. coastline. But the question posed at that town hall meeting is why?
This is high stakes, high profile, lots of money involved.
Phil Cherry, the Director of Climate and Energy for the Department of Natural Resources, says the answer to that question is simple. As of now, the cost is just too high. He says wind energy is currently estimated at about 16 or 17 cents per kilowatt hour. That compares to about 10 to 12 cents per hour, which we're currently paying for fossil fuels.
So really it comes down to an economic question. Can we afford, as ratepayers, can we afford the incremental cost, the added incremental cost of an offshore wind farm when it's maybe 50%, maybe more expensive than that, than what we're paying today?
And for many projects, that answer has been no. It was back in 2008 when Delmarva Power became the first utility in the country to sign a contract to buy offshore wind power 12 miles off the coast of Rehoboth Beach. For years, it looks like Delaware might make history with offshore wind, but in 2011, the developer pulled out, referencing a lack of funding.
We'll be adopting the largest.
So WBOC sat down with policy analyst Stephanie McClellan to ask her what it would take to bring that cost down.
How do you get to 11 cents, euro cents per kilowatt hour, which is about 12 or 13 US cents per kilowatt hour? How do you get to that? You get to that by having certainty. Certainty for investors and certainty for developers to be able to say, there's going to be a market.
And certainty, she says, comes with scale. That means not having just one project, but a pipeline of many throughout the region. But back at UD's campus, the lonely Lewis turbine continues to cycle on. But whether more turbines are to come, we'll have to just wait to see how the wind blows. In Sussex County, I'm Evan Kosloff, WBOC News in Lewis.
WBOC did also reach out to Delmarva Power, which issued the contract in 2008. Their president, Gary Stockbridge, tells us they are currently mandated to have 25% of their energy coming from renewable sources by 2025. However, he says they are not going to, quote, choose favorites, allowing companies with various technologies, whether it's solar, wind, or something else, to compete. Stockbridge says he thinks competition will lead to lower costs for ratepayers here on Delmarva.